Hello friends and welcome back. I am Enterprise Architecture and we are back here playing Oceanblock 2 in Minecraft. Last episode we finished out the last of the entire second quest line, so we are now on to the third section of quests at long last. And that means that we need to do a little bit more exploring and we get to delve a little bit deeper into Oratech and some of these other great mods. So with no further ado, let's dive right in. So here we are in the Under Pressure quest line. We have a bunch of things to do, and first things first, we need to set up ourselves for mining underwater. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. One is using our Ars Nouveau spellbook for the block breaking projectile that we had created before, but I want to try some of the other options out. So I'm going to make ourselves a mining gadget Mark 1 here, and I'm also going to make ourselves a jewel crafting station from Iron's Gems, because it's been a while that we keep seeing that pop up, but I haven't actually played with it any. So this is going to use a upgrade matrix to make the mining gadget. We're going to use compressed iron and adamant around that. We have all of those things already from previous quests, so we're good to go on that. And then this is really simple. It's just redstone, that blank upgrade module, diamonds, and iron. So we can make one of those with no trouble, and we drop off the remainder. Okay, so that's one piece of the puzzle. The other thing I want to make is a jewel crafting station, again, from Iron's Gems. I don't know anything about it, but we have made one. We're going to throw that down, I don't know, like right here? Sure. This is great, and it looks like we can put together various pieces to make these different items. Now, when we complete this quest, we are going to get a garnet ring for our trouble, and it looks like the garnet ring gives us attack damage. Okay, great. But what we really need is something that will give us mining speed underwater. So let's go to irons and let's see if there's anything in here that looks similar to that. All right, well, it looks like we do not have the right gems here to be able to get anything useful out of this. So I've got the garnet ring that we were just given. We're putting it into the gem set ring slot here. And if I put the moonstone, it says that I can get arrow damage, which is not helpful. And then onyx gives us crit damage. We have all of these other jewels that we have not found yet, but all of those appear to only appear if we use suspicious sand and sift that. And unfortunately, sluice that. And suspicious sand, unfortunately, we have to make with sand and grains of infinity in a tempered glass jar. We do not have a good source of grains of infinity here, but I think I am going to use mystical ag to make up some of our tier 2 grains of infinity seeds here, and then we can just grow those in a cloche. That is going to have to happen between episodes, though, because we do not have time to do all of that today. All right, so we're throwing our mining gadget directly into our charger here. This seems to be going pretty quickly for us. All right, this thing is charged. Let's give it a shot. Oh, it's almost a little too good, but that worked great for us, and it can indeed mine. So I think we're pretty good. That should help us with our underwater mining needs. So now we are able to keep moving on here. Next thing we need to do is find a mysterious cube, and that means we need to find a skystone meteor. Now for this and some of these other quests, I will admit I've had to do a lot of exploring in between episodes to find all of the things that we are looking for. This is a very big map, and honestly it took me hours, and I eventually had to go into creative mode just to find all of the things. So we are going to go find the skystone meteor that I found previously, and that is right here. So we are teleporting down to it. You can see here that is skystone beneath us. So we are going to go ahead and try and mine this out. Okay, and there we go. That seems to be our very first block of skystone actually mined out here. Can't see a darn thing down here, but this seems to slowly but surely be mining. All right, well, we couldn't see a thing, so we're going to have to come up with a better way to do this, and I think that means we need the new Matacraft Nightvision upgrade here. For that, we're going to need some potions of Nightvision, so we can add that to our shopping list real quick. That means we do need to make a brewing stand. So let's go ahead and throw our brewing stand down. I'm just going to put it here with all the other magical related stuff. And for that to work, we are going to have to first make some awkward potion, I think. Awkward potion is just nether wart with some bottles. So let's go ahead and make up our bottles. First things first. Bottles. There we go. We should be able to make 3 of those, no problem. We can fill these with water right here. There we go. And then we just add those to our brewing stand, just like that. We have plenty of nether wart on hand. I think that's in here too. Let's see here. Do we have nether? Yeah, we do. All right. So we're going to take 1 piece of nether wart. We're going to come back over here, and there we go. The next ingredient we'll need to add to those awkward potions is going to be a golden carrot. The golden carrot will then turn these into night vision potions. After that, we'll then be able to add redstone into the mix, and redstone will then make this be a much longer potion, going from the 3-minute to the 8-minute, and that's what we need for this recipe. And there we go. We have our extended potion of night vision now. So the only thing we're missing now is our pressure chamber glass. That's going to be easy enough for us. We can make up some reinforced bricks here real fast out of reinforced stone. So let's do 2 stacks of that just in case. And then we can grab that up. How much do we need for that actually? Oh, it is 8 pieces. All right, but that's gonna make 16 pieces of pressure chamber glass. So that's gonna be more than enough. All right, so there is our night vision upgrade. Perfect. Now with that in hand, we can then zoom back up and put it into our pneumatic craft station for crafting. We'll just come all the way back over here. We are indeed using our skyhook again. I really am enjoying having the skyhook here. So we go to the charging station, we take our helmet, we put it in here, we go to our upgrades, and we should be able to put in the night vision upgrade. That should now be done, and I think this is now pressurized. You could probably just go ahead and top these off while we're here. It only takes a second with our pressure at this level. There we go. And now when we teleport back here to that spot that we were mining before, with any luck, we can turn on our night vision. There we go. And then we should be able to see what we are doing when we are mining here. All right, now we can indeed see a little bit better. And yeah, we had done the Infinimine there, the Ultimine, sorry, and we have dug our way into this skystone block. Now we can keep digging our way through this with our Ultimine to be able to dig further and further down. Whoa, I'm slipping. All right. And eventually, there we go. We have found the mysterious cube. So let's go ahead and break this real fast. And that will be what we need for the next set of recipes. Just one more second. Great. Now, down here, we also have this budding quartz cube. And we're going to want to take some of that with us. So let's see here. You know what? We really wish that the water wasn't raining in on us. We're going to take this flawless budding quartz here. I think the flawless is the one we want. Yeah. We're going to package that up. Oop. There we go. And now we should be able to break this and get the cardboard box back from Mechanism. And that's got a piece of quartz in it. So that will continue to grow now. So I think I'm going to put it right over here. I'm going to go up 2 blocks with it. Put the cardboard box down, take the cardboard box off. Whoop. There we go. And now this should then start growing quartz for us if we leave it to its own devices. All right, so I did realize that I want to get a couple more cardboard boxes here. I only have the one, and I did package up a few more Certus quartz crystals and brought them over here, at least the budding quartz crystals. So we're going to want to use at least one of those to make entro crystals later. So I'm keeping that packaged up, and that means that I do need to have more boxes because I'm going to have to package up some other things. So I made myself up a precision sawmill real quick. That's real easy here. All ingredients that we have. It's actually a super basic recipe for us, and that we are going to put back onto our system. That's going to be used to make sawdust. And if we look here, we can actually grind up pretty much any ingredient we've got. And I think logs are also included in that. Yeah, we can, to make some sawdust as our secondary ingredient. All right, so let's throw this down here, and somewhere we have some more copper cables. We can throw this on here. We do want to disconnect that though. Let's go ahead and do that. I think this wrench will work. Yeah, that'll work there. And then we can use the configurator on the other half. There we go. Okay, so now this should be getting power. It looks like it is. We'll throw our logs in here. This will grind down and eventually turn into, that's really, really loud. Can we silence that? Yeah, we can. All right. We can make our sawdust out of that. We're gonna need 4 pieces of sawdust to make a cardboard box. Now, the next thing we need to do is find some other things here. We need to go exploring in the deep. The ancient goo, I believe I have found. This is looking for Sculk. There's only 2 locations where Sculk exists underwater that I'm aware of. There's a temple that's for the warden, and there's a temple for this the horror, tentacled horror or something. And the tentacled horror location looks like this. I haven't found the warden location yet, but this is what I was searching for desperately. So if we teleport to this island here, we should be able to dip down in here and hopefully we can get some sculk without waking any of the baddies. We're just gonna try and avoid all of the monsters that we can, including those giant squid that I do not want to tangle with, and see if we can't get just a little bit of sculk. Now there are sculk sensors down here, so we're gonna try and not trigger anything either. So let's see if we can do this quickly and get in and out. Did we get it? Yeah, we did. Okay, so we got one piece of sculk here, and I don't know what that teleporting noise was, but I don't like it. There should not be Enderman underwater here. Okay, there we go. We got a bunch of sculk. Oh, it's you. What in the world are you? I don't know, but I don't like you shooting me. Okay, we're just gonna deal with you. 2 whacks with our axe should be enough. Come on. Oh, I'm hallucinating. I'm not enjoying this. Oh, whatever that is, that looks awfully nasty. Okay. Oh, and that's setting off the okay, yeah, run. This is bad. This is bad. We do not need this. We do not need this. Whew. Okay, well, that was altogether terrifying. We will come back when we are better armed and armored to be able to handle that thing, because we're taking way too much damage, and all those giant squid were swarming us, and I don't know what to do at this point. So that's going to be extremely problematic. But we had gotten the ancient goo here, the sculk that we needed. We had already been able to create Enderic compound, because this I made previously just by pulverizing ender pearls. So that was easy for us. We got that taken care of. We still need to find our amethyst shards, and apparently we need to do something here with these nautical eyes. So nautical eyes need prismarine shards. Prismarine shards we can get by lasering nether quartz. All right, let's go ahead and grab up our nether quartz, throw that down here and laser it real quick. Just gotta wait a second for the laser to turn on. There we go. Now we have our prismarine shards. Oh, we need an eye of ender, that's why. Okay, so eye of ender, and then we use the prismarine. I should not have cleared the crafting grid here. Yeah, that's how we do this. Okay, perfect. There's a nautical eye. Wonderful. I don't know exactly how this works, but if we launch it, it seems to go that way. All right, so I think this might be what we are after, these deep sea structures. This is from the NauTec guide, and it says that we are looking for a crystal. So we need to find this. Do not break the crystals. It seems to shatter completely without leaving anything behind. All right. Well, ironically, it looks like they're taking us to right by our base. All right, I definitely see some sort of a structure here. This seems to be an aquatic catalyst here. Let's see here. What does it say about an aquatic catalyst? Lasers are mysterious technology. Using some prismarine, both dark and light, one is able to create an aquatic catalyst. This block itself does not possess the ability to channel energy into a laser. Ah, there we go. Eventually I broke through and found this crystal structure here. So I think we need to go grab back up that laser thingy, this aquatic catalyst, right? And I think if we click with an empty hand, we should get that back. There we go. Okay, great. And now we should also be able to break this, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's take that with us down here and see if we can't power this thing. All right, we have crates, we have scaffolding. I assume that this is probably the proper height to be shooting lasers at this thing. So let's put our catalyst down here. Nope, that's not working. Let's try that again. Here. And then if I add the shard to it, yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing anything here. Let's see what our quest says. So we've got that. Oh, right, we should pick it up. That's why that says that. And we need to make, oh, aquamarine steel. Oh, we need prismarine crystals. How do we get prismarine crystals? Oh, we can do it in a crusher, a sag mill, fragmenting, pulverizing. Okay, pulverizing is the way to go. All right, so let me go take these over to our pulverizing station. All right, that is not exactly intuitive, but we figured it out. All right, so zip over here. Here is our pulverizer. We should be able to drop the shards all in here real quick, and that will get pulverizing for us. There we go. And then the recipe said we can put these together, and there we go. Now we have our shards. Wonderful. All right, I don't see the laser here, but it did indeed somehow work to make our aquamarine steel ingots, which is the point of the quest here. So somehow this is lasering this even if it's not visible, but we are indeed making those. Oh, and we got a laser junction. Okay, great. So with that, we should be able to finally make the explorer's compass. Is that correct? Oh, we can. Okay, let's warp back to base real quick. Make ourselves up a compass, and then we're going to transform that compass, because this has been a big problem for us, finding the right thing. We haven't been able to find a lot of the locations we've been looking for, which has led to all sorts of problems for us, namely that we can't find, you know, the sculk. That took hours. It took me hours to find a netherite ingot template finally, and the bastions. So hopefully this will solve all of those problems. Let's throw our compass down here. There we go. It's doing something there. And there we go. Now we have an explorer's compass. Wonderful. Okay. Look at all these things that we can potentially find. I don't know what it is that we're trying to find, but it should help us find whatever those are. Oh, and we got an abyssal pearl. We've been wanting one of those for a while because we need that for a variety of recipes. If we take a look here, not the heart of the sea, but I think this is how we make something else that we needed here. Dragon head? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, Voidshimmer Goo. Right, this is the big thing that we needed for this. Okay, so that could solve our problem for us, but we do need to make a mixer, and for that we are going to need a whole bunch of prismarine. The only thing missing now is our Amethyst Shard. Does it tell us where to find them? Now, I did search for a while on the wiki to find this, actually on the Discord to find this, but it turns out a couple of these round structures are trial chambers, and only one type of these, I believe, has the budding amethyst on it. So what we need to do is break through the stained glass to get to it. From there, we can throw a block on top, our cardboard box on top, and then we can break that. And in theory, once we break that, we will get back, yes, that's crystal. And you'll see here, that's gonna ignite the trial chamber, and that's not what we want. We want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Is that a shadow beast? We've been trying to find a shadow beast, but I don't think it is. I think this is some sort of golem. Oh, we are sick. Okay, this is a corrosive crag. Let's get out of here before we die. Okay. Now, some of these other chambers do have other things of note. So, for instance, this one is got these prismarine pieces, right, including our sea lanterns, etc. And if you come underneath this one, there is a flawless Certus quartz underneath. Let's not tussle with those squid, but you can see here, if you need an extra one, there is indeed a flawless budding Certus quartz crystal. So that is something you can always come and grab as needed. All right, so there is now our amethyst. I'm going to put this on the other pillar that we have over here, so that will, in theory, grow into amethyst for us. And now we should just be able to remove that. And I believe that means that we have now completed this section. Wonderful. And we got another amethyst cluster for our trouble. Okay, nearly there. I spent about an hour digging through the nether to find a netherite upgrade here. So the netherite smithing template looks like this thing, and it only appears in bastions in the nether that have a treasure room. Occasionally you'll find it in random treasure chests in other bastions, which is how I found it, but eventually you do find it. That's the only way to get it. And then from that you can make duplicates of it by crafting it in this recipe here with netherrack and diamonds, and then it just duplicates. So I made a bunch of those. So now I have a netherite sluice. This does require power in addition to lava, and of course our netherrack, but that now means we are getting whole pieces of our nether quartz. That's wonderful for us because we can more easily now make this into prismarine crystals. So let me go ahead and take half of these, laser them up, and it looks like we only got a few that time. Let's see if we can get a few more. Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have enough power at this setup. I think all of this setup is going to have to be redone between episodes because this is just an absolute mess right now with machines hanging off every which way. But it does give us a few more prismarine shards, which is what we are really looking for here. Those prismarine shards we are now going to use to make into blocks of prismarine, and that's how we are going to make the mixer, which is the next quest for us. So we need 6 polished prismarine, and for that means we first need to take and make a bunch of blocks of it here. So at least 8 blocks of it. I hope I have enough. I have exactly enough. Okay, that is rough. To make our polished prismarine, there we go. And now we do need to make up a cast iron gear, easy enough. And we also need to make up a motor. I think we have enough ingredients on hand, although we probably need to make more of our magnetic coils, excuse me, so that we can use that later to make more of this. All right, there is our mixer. That completes that quest. And we get a garnet ring for our trouble and some XP. We are going to grab that pearl back up that we had. Let's grab our abyssal pearl. And we are also now going to take our goo so that we can use this. So give me the blaze bloom goo. All right, so the last thing that we need to make our mixer work is some polymorphic catalyst. So let's go ahead and throw this in here. There our polymorphic fluid. And now if we warp back to our NauTec lab that we were setting up, we should then be able to put this in here, just like that. Okay, great. Now we have polymorphic fluid, we have abyssal pearls, and blaze bloom goo. So this should start working as soon as we feed it some more crystals. All right, let's feed some more crystals to this thing. Oh, it does work. I just didn't have the laser actually powered up. So it looks like this is making up our Voidshimmer Goo. That's what we want to see here. Perfect, that is done. And now we should be able to use this to make a variety of new things. Let's go ahead and warp back to our base here, get this set up at its new home right on top of this. We are gonna need a way of putting that in place. Let's just go ahead and use a scaffolding to do that. There we go, perfect. And now we have our next stage of goo. Well, friends, we spent a lot of time adventuring today, but we did eventually get to the goo that we were looking for here, and now we are ready to move on to the further depths of NauTec and some of these other quests that we have ahead of us. I was doing a little preview looking ahead here, and I do think the next sections are going to be rather challenging for us, unfortunately. It's going to require an extensive amount of crafting, or alternatively, we have to go and fight a wither to move forward because we are going to be needing some nether stars, and quite frankly, I don't know of an easier way to get that. So between episodes, I might set us up a nice little base here so that we can start working on all of that crafting that's going to be necessary. But that's going to have to wait. For now, that's the end of this episode. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.